What's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and I'm up with my first layout using the gorgeous new collection from Cocoa Vanilla called Boys Rule. And it's a very blue, grey, a little hint of lime green kind of collection. And in the collection this is something a bit new, something a bit different. There's this gorgeous cut file specialty paper. So you get the cut file and you also get this piece of cardstock paper. And I was for a moment going to actually use the star paper. The idea is that you can stick the actual white cut file part straight on top of the paper and it looks like you've backed all of the stars. But because I don't use my silhouette and I drool over these beautiful layouts that have cut files, I wanted to have a bit of a play. So I did back some of the stars with just some of the papers from the collection. And I've got these two really cute photos of Archie just before Christmas. This is one of my December layouts. And I'm just matting them on a lovely, lovely, nice and basic paper. I love when there's these just simple background pieces. So this paper is definitely one that I'm going to reach for a background in a future layout. And this one as well. I think actually I do. There's a layout coming up in a few weeks that uses this grey sunburst paper as a background page as well. So I'm just going through and matting my two photos. I've got one black and white and one colour, obviously, as you can see. And I'm making sure that I'm kind of just doing a really basic mat because I do want the focus to be on that cut file. At the moment, it's really blending into my basil marshmallow cardstock, but you will see I get a bit of mixed mediary and I'm going to do some things to it. Now here, I ripped this paper and I actually really liked the other side. So I'm going to do a bit of a sneaky and stick that tiny little scrap of paper underneath and it looks like a whole nother paper layer when really it's the teeniest strip of scrap paper you could possibly want to save. So then for the other photo, I'm just going to mat it with some white tissue paper, which is my go-to. I love matting photos in white tissue paper just because I think it gives a real nice softness to the photo and it adds a bit of texture that's not just flat paper. While I'm doing this, little reminder that in June I'm doing definitely four, hopefully five scrap streams, so live streams throughout the month on the weekends. So there should actually be one. Let me see, when's this video going up? I think there's one next weekend, next Sunday. So make sure you watch the video over on this channel and also on Let's Get Inky and have a look at the dates and the times and convert it to your time zone because it'd be really nice to join in a live stream with you and you can chat along and scrap with me or watch in bed while you're eating cookies and chocolate and popcorn and all the yummy snacks. I love this background so much. I need to do this again. Sorry, tangent. But yes, keep up to date with the scrap streams so you know when the next one is on. So here I'm just grabbing my Winsor & Newton watercolors and I just experimented and I freaking love it. That little touch of purple I think really added a bit of an unexpected pop to the background. And now I'm just trimming off the edges. This is a 9x12 layout, so there's a little bit of excess there. I just stuck it down flat. I was contemplating putting it up on foam, but then I couldn't find my really skinny foam and I'd had to cut the thick one and I just wasn't happening at all. So I know where I want my photos. I have known that from the start because I made sure that I didn't bother backing any of the stars that would be right behind the photos because there's no point doing that. And I decided to prop one of my photos up on just some craft fun foam. So this is just kids craft foam that I get from a cheap shop and I'm just sticking that on the back here. I do like to use a lot of adhesive just in general, but especially when I'm using the foam because I don't trust it. It's a funny texture and I don't know, I just don't trust the tape to stick. So if there's more tape, there's more chance of some of it sticking. I'm just putting the colour photo up on foam, and I'm doing that one straight, and then I'm going to do the black and white photo at a slight angle. If I ever do a photo at an angle, I only do it really, really slightly. I think that sometimes we can get a little bit carried away with our jaunty angles of photos, and I find that in the past when I've done that with layouts, my eyes get a little bit confused as to where they're supposed to look. So my top tip from my own experience in having a little bit too much excitement in doing wonky photos is try and just do a minimal tilt. You'll be surprised how much that can really add to the overall design of your layout. So now I had to put some foam on the left-hand side of my photo because I wanted it to be raised up as well, but if I'd put it on the right-hand side, it would have been twice as thick, like 2 times foam thickness, because the coloured photo was already thick, if that makes sense coming out of my mouth. Words. All right, so now I'm onto my title, and I was thinking of I've been wanting to use this You Are Rad. This is my second layout using the collection, actually. I did one the other week. Yeah, this is my second layout using the collection. I forgot about that other one. I was tossing up with what I wanted to call it. I am going to call something You Are Rad. I am, because if you don't know, Aaron, my hubby, and I have a daily vlog channel called Mr and Mrs Rad, and the link's always in the description below if you want to check out some more inkiness and our adventures with this little Archie Moo. But I love anything that says Rad on it because it just reminds me of my little fam. I'm using the Awesome from the chipboard set, and I really appreciate that the chipboard is not sticky on the background, because let's be real, chipboard is not anyone's friend. Adhesive chipboard is not anyone's friend. It's very difficult to often peel away from the sheet, and so now that it's not adhesive, it's really fun and easy to move around the page and see exactly where you want it to go before you actually commit and stick it down. I'm using the Hello from the ephemera pack, and I just think he's awesome, and I'm just saying hello to him. So hello, Awesome. There's lots of stars in this collection, and I'm on a bit of a star kick at the moment. I don't know if it's because I have recently done a whole lot of Christmas pages, and Christmas always reminds me of stars. Hearts are my usual go-to, but I'm feeling the stars at the moment. So I grabbed a couple out of the chipboard pack, and then there's also, I think, a couple that I use off the clear sticker sheet too. I also grabbed this camera because the look on Archie's face in that black and white photo is a bit like he's been caught on camera. Unaware. He was trying to get into the shelves, which is just his standard now. He's a toddler behaviour. But this was back when this was in December, so he would have been 9 months old at this point. But he was pulling himself up on everything and just wanting to get into everything, which is always a fun part of being a parent. So I'm just adding, I like to do things in a triangle, which I've always talked about. And so I've got the stars. I feel like I've got the stars in the bottom right hand corner, and then the stars in the left hand middle side. And then in a moment you'll see that I add some things to that top right hand corner, and I just feel like it's just pleasing on the eye when you have a triangle design. I don't know what it is, but it seems to work. So if you're ever stuck and you feel like your layout needs a little extra something, have a look and see if you've got a triangle on there, and if you've only got a line, I guess, like a 2 sides. So if I was only going to have the stars on the bottom right and the stars on the middle left and nothing at the top, I guess that would just be a line. Maybe add something to make it into a triangle. It's time for some Heidi Shine. Shake, 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 shake your Heidi Shine. Shake your Heidi Shine. I am going to have to come up with a replacement Heidi Shine. I'm pretty sure I've got enough to last me like at least the rest of the year. if not more, because they are discontinuing High to Shine, which is very, very sad. But I want to have a look at, there's a watercolor set that looks beautiful with all shimmery, glimmery golds and metallic colors. I really want to get my hands on that so I can test that out. But the layout's all finished. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more photos, you can go to the Cocoa Vanilla blog and have a look. And I'll have another layout using this Boys Rule collection in a couple of weeks. But don't forget to join in the live stream. Let me know if you were able to join in the previous one. And I hope I see you guys and chat to you guys really, really soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.